Get on the beat.
Welcome to A Stylish Life. My name is Shakayla Diamond, and today I'm bringing you a brand new segment that I'm bringing to my YouTube channel. It's called Birkin Fashion News. So in this segment, I'll be giving you all of your updates and news within the fashion industry that you may not have known that was going on or that is so popular and mind-blowing. I'll be dropping this video once a week, so all of the news will be from that week, or maybe a week and a few days prior, but it will be very recent and very new. I hope that for people who may be interested in fashion but may not know fashion news or may not be well aware of what's going on, I hope that this serves as a one-stop shop and that you get everything that you need that deals with fashion. So this week we've had a lot of things going on, a lot of exciting news, and we're currently in our Paris Haute Couture spring summer 2019 collection. So everything I've been going crazy. I know that a lot of people have been going crazy. Like, these collections have been impeccable. So our first set of news is that Balmain releases first couture collection after 16 years of not doing couture. Olivier, who is the creative director of the brand, says that this collection was paying homage to the founder Pierre Balmain and to Paris, and the show was held at the brand's upcoming flagship store in Paris, and the collection was amazing. Like, it dealt with structure, with cutouts, with geometric shapes, with pearls. To me, Balmain is one of my favorite brands, and I was taken back. I was mind blown. Like, I didn't even know what to say. It was one of the best couture collections that I've seen this season thus far, hands down. So the second pair of news is that Valentino released its spring 2019 couture collection, and it featured 39 black models, which is absolutely amazing. The collection was amazing, mind you, but having 39 black models when black models aren't even really shown in couture shows was absolutely amazing. But the creative director wanted to make sure that diversity is starting to be shown in fashion, and he wanted to be the change that he wants to see in the world. So it was amazing. The show closed with Naomi Campbell in the final look, and this was her first time walking couture for the house in 14 years. So there was a lot of big things happening in the Valentino show, but to see 39 black models, like, that was history. Like, that was the most iconic thing to me. Despite all of the gowns and all of the fashion and all of the clothes were absolutely amazing, but we made them look 10 times better, as we do a lot of things. So next is Harlem Fashion Row, which was founded by, her name is Brandis Daniel. This is an organization that represents minority and multicultural designers, and it showcases a lot of shows and clothing by black designers and people of color. She is the person who helped to find the 3 designers that designed the LeBron 16s that came out, that was designed by all black women. And also the shoe premiered at a Harlem Row 11th annual fashion show and fashion award show. So I'm so happy for her, because she has now been added to the New York Fashion Week official fashion schedule for February Fashion Week. Like, that's mind-blowing. She's a black woman, of course, and it's crazy to see. Like, it's just so amazing to see such big things happen for us, and I was so happy for her. I don't know her personally, but I was so happy for her because, number one, it was already exciting back when the LeBron 16s released in September that 3 black women helped design the shoe, and Brandis was behind that. But for her to now be on the official schedule for Fashion Week is absolutely amazing. But yeah, Harlem Fashion Row showcases a lot of black and people of color designers, amazing fashions and amazing shows. She created this platform because, as you know, during Fashion Week, a lot of designers that look like us or look like me don't get the chance to be on the Fashion Week schedule, where they don't have the chance to have their clothing displayed to such a huge audience that comes to New York for Fashion Week. So she created her platform and her organization to provide that space for them. So the next news is Virgil Abloh released his first advertising campaign as the artistic director for Louis Vuitton. He decided to focus more on, you know, the thing that initiated or helped him create his debut collection that he debuted back in June, instead of focusing on products. So back in June, his show had a rainbow. I think the runway was 650 feet, so it was like a rainbow, but it was 650 feet long. And so in the campaign, he has a lot of rainbows and things like that. He wanted to showcase diversity, and he had this little cute little baby model go on there, and everything looked great. According to Women's Wear Daily, he said that he wanted to create something that is universal and human at the core. So he wanted to create something that, in my opinion, what I got from it is that he wanted to create something that was representative of everyone and not just a certain customer or a certain brand, which is probably another reason why he didn't focus on product, because, you know, a lot of things are about more than just what people can buy, but now people want to buy into a brand that stands for something and not somebody who just sells clothes. So yeah, that was amazing. And then now that Rihanna is doing a luxury fashion house with LVMH. If you don't know, LVMH is Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy. It's the conglomerate that owns Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy, Celine, and a few different brands. And so she's doing a luxury collection with them, and that is huge news. I don't know if you guys know who LVMH is, but they're the largest conglomerate in the world for fashion. So this is major, okay? This is very major for her. And so she's creating a luxury collection with them, and LVMH is pulling employees from Louis Vuitton, from Celine, and also she's bringing in employees of her own so that they can help to create this line. And also, well, actually, I'm sorry, not this line, but this brand, because it's a whole brand. It's not like a capsule collection or anything like that. It's her own fashion house. So, you know, like Louis Vuitton is its own fashion house, this will be her own fashion house under her name. And this will be the first time that LVMH has created a fashion company from scratch, besides when they created Christian Lacroix back in, I believe it was 1980. I think it was 1987 was the year, the end of the 1980s. So she will be the first fashion house that they created from scratch, because usually they'll buy a company under their company and that's how it'll go, but they don't usually create brands from scratch. So that's absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for her. So if you don't know anything about it, or if you heard about it, get your coins together and be ready so that when that collection drops, honey, you are able to buy something, because this is history being made. Literally, this is history being made. She's the first black woman to create a fashion brand with them. So, and one of the first well, she would be the second company to even create a brand with them from scratch. So this is absolutely amazing. Next is Vogue now charging brands $20,000 to be featured on the Vogue runway section of their website, which is where all of the Fashion Week lookbooks or collections are showcased at. But the gag is, the only brands that will have to pay are brands who are not large fashion houses like Gucci or Chanel. So this price will be charged to, you know, your upcoming brands or your brands that are not that popular, or they don't have a large, you know, fan base or audience. They aren't a luxury brand, pretty much. They will have to pay this $20,000. And in my personal opinion, I think that's absolutely insane. Like, this is just another roadblock for upcoming designers to still remain upcoming. Like, in the fashion industry, there are so many barriers for like the people who are in the fashion industry to stay in the elite groups of the fashion industry, and for the people who are not in those elite groups to stay out. And I feel like this is another way to do that, because these upcoming brands don't have the money to pay $20,000 to be featured on their website, because they let alone don't even have the money to be able to participate in the regular fashion schedule yearly. Like, these smaller brands don't have the money to participate in, you know, fashion week multiple times a year. They can probably only pick 1 month to do it, or 1 moment to do it, or 1 season to do it. So $20,000 for them to be featured on your website, and so it would include your the website and the app. But still, like, that's entirely too much money. But let me read to you the actual terms. So the $20,000 fee will include, it's paid per year, first of all. And after you pay the $20,000, it has to go through Vogue, the Vogue editor's approval. So you have to pay the $20,000 and get approved to even be featured on the website and the app. You will get uploaded twice annually onto the website and the app. And yet it does not come with reviews or other written content. And they also said, I got this information from Business of Fashion, and they stated that the Vogue has actually been doing this for 3 years, but there's no like numbers on how many brands have actually participated. I'm pretty sure it's not that many, because I do my fashion page, Young Stylish Lifestyle, on Instagram, so I'm constantly looking at, you know, like Women's Wear Daily and Vogue and things like that for my pictures to post, so I could give like my fashion week reviews. And it's not a lot of like upcoming brands on there, so you already know these upcoming brands aren't paying $20,000. You've been doing it for 3 years, and it's so many brands who are featured on their sites during that time, but it's not really any upcoming brands. So it's just not feasible for these upcoming brands to have to pay to get on your site when they don't get reviews, they don't get a written article, they only get posted twice annually. So like, it's like, what if when you post and they don't even get any buys from this? They don't even get, you're just really posting their pictures from the collection or their lookbook, but that's not really driving sales to them. They won't, I'm pretty sure that brand will not make that money back. So I think that is absolutely ridiculous. I think it's another stunt to try and keep like the people who are upcoming, and the people who are established. But yeah, that's crazy. But like I said, the brands like Gucci and Chanel are not subject to these requirements or to this fee. It's more so sounding like it's for your upcoming brands. So yeah, it's sad, but I know that I personally would not pay $20,000, especially if I'm not getting a review or anything written along with you posting my pictures, and then I have to wait for an approval after paying $20,000. Like, nah, like I would pass on that. Also, the last piece of news is also about Vogue, and they're also releasing a new membership program that includes like a tiered pricing program that can go up to, listen carefully, it can go up to $100,000 for this new membership program. Mind you, I love Vogue. Vogue is one of my favorite magazines. Vogue is a company that I aspire to work for. I aspire to work at Vogue. Like, that is my dream, to work for Condé Nast at Vogue. That's my dream. But $100,000 is insane to pay for a subscription. I'm sorry. Like, a membership fee to get the magazine, but they say the membership fee includes exclusive content and access to the magazine's editors and exclusive events, according to Business of Fashion. Although it says up to $100,000, that's a ridiculous amount of money. Ridiculous. I don't know if these exclusive events that you get invited to are free or if you have to pay for those as well. I'm not sure the logistics. They didn't go too deep into what these what this amount will include, or you know, the things that it includes, what are the terms and conditions. They didn't really go too deep into it, but that's crazy. $100,000. Like, I don't know how you know how well this is going to go, but all of the printed media is trying to figure out ways to make additional money. So that's why they're doing things like this, and that's why they're doing things like the $20,000 fee to get posted on, you know, Vogue runway section of the Vogue website and on the app, for you to even post your collections or your lookbook. Although that portion is digital, they're still trying to find ways to, you know, make additional money from what they would make money from initially. So they to me, better ways could have been found for this. Other magazines do it, but I'm not too sure if it'll work for them. With certain people it may. Certain people buy certain things, but for a lot of people with a lot of talent, these things are not feasible for them. And that comes into the problem of how much you make over your talent, because somebody who's not that talented but might be doing a business or sell a product or be into fashion, mind you, they're not that talented, but they have the money to get into these doors, or they have the status to get into these doors. But the person who is really, really talented, works really, really hard, has great product, they don't have the money to get into these spaces or the status to get into these spaces or be invited into these spaces, but they have the talent. So that just goes to show how much money is put over talent, and to me that is so insane. Like, the fashion industry is being taken over by money and who can buy into what and who can buy into what tables or what rooms, and that's why the talent is going down, because these people aren't necessarily talented, they just have the money. And it's like, a lot of fashion is starting to be a continuous process of everybody biting off of each other because they don't have that own creative mind and own originality, but they have the money to bite off of other people and other smaller designers or other smaller talents in fashion, that it doesn't matter if they're talented themselves or original at that. But I hope that you enjoyed this news. I'll be back with another video to give you more news next week, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and make sure that you turn on post notifications and that you subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.